From LALATE News headquarters in Santa Monica, this is the Midday Report on LALATE.
It's a big noontime here on LALATE with incredible great details about your fourth stimulus check update of 2021. In this recording, we'll go over those monthly stimulus checks and why the Democrats are likely to give you more months of checks. Then we cut to the recon. Done deal, signed, sealed. $3.5 trillion of checks are coming to you and the American people, the biggest payout we've ever seen in the history of this channel. We'll go over all this incredible money that the President, Bernie, and Chuck all spoke about this week and what this means for you. It's guaranteed and it's coming. It's a $3.5 trillion of money. Then we cut to the deliciousness of what happened on Sunday. As the president had a secret meeting about your recon, I'll go over what the message was. And then the breaking news, which if you're an LALATE Alert member, you got it. The eviction moratorium over, and the Federal Reserve ending tapering in December. What does this mean for you and your money? I have all the details on a big recording live from Santa Monica, starting right here, right now, on Noontime LALATE. Hey, good noontime, everybody. It's a beautiful, beautiful day across the board with incredible details about your fourth stimulus check update of 2021. In this recording, we'll go over those monthly stimulus checks and why the Democrats are likely to give you more months of checks. Then we cut to the recon, done deal, signed, sealed, and why the Purple Hawks are going to do really well under this fourth stimulus recon that's mostly application-based, and why Donetta will be left with just a donut. And then we cut to what is in those recon checks, what is set for you, and the secret message the president had as well. It's a big noontime. The excitement starts right now. And this is LALATE, America's only 24-hour day, 7 days a week financial news channel in America. Live in the morning and taped in the afternoons. Coming up next is Afternoons LALATE. This video will take you automatically there. So subscribe. 400,000 subscribers at YouTube record. I want you part of this channel. Hit that subscribe button right now. Like the video, 3,000 likes, and consider becoming a member. Purple Hawk, Purple Bower, Calcino VIP. The link to join and learn about all the incredible monies you can get is underneath this video. Meantime, if you've not signed up for the incredible LALATE alerts, you need to do it right now. It's at news.LALATE alerts. When you do that, you go to the LALATE website. It'll ask you for your name and email address. Then watch for that confirmation email that comes shortly thereafter. Hit that blue button and confirmed, and then you're ready to rock and roll and get an alert like this one for this video. And with that, let's go into those monthly stimulus checks. House versus Senate, Senate versus House. Everyone wants to give them to you. Let's compare how much and who and where and when. Warren, Sanders, and Wyden want you to have a monthly stimulus check. They want it monthly, but they don't say the amount. They write it in a recent letter to the president. Meantime, the House bill, pandemic plus 1 year, monthly stimulus check. First month, $2,000, $1,000 thereafter, written by Jalapal. That would amount to a lot of checks. AOC and Omar writing the President of the United States saying you need a monthly stimulus check in this fourth stimulus package, and it should be $2,000 a month. House Ways and Means Committee writing the president that they're going to give you a fourth stimulus check when they write the fourth stimulus package, but they don't say the amount, and also a fifth stimulus check as well. And finally, the American petition at $2,000 a month, nearly 4 million American signatures have been gathered demanding monthly fourth stimulus checks under the fourth stimulus package. So with that, vote House or Senate. House or Senate, tell me where you're tuning in from and how's the weather, because guess what? That House bill would amount to at least 12 checks, which would be at least $13,000. I think you have an opinion. Vote right now, House or Senate, and tell me where you're tuning in from. I'm in Santa Monica, and the weather is beautiful. Who gets that fourth stimulus check? You do. Democrats represent that. If you got a third, you would get a fourth. Single individual, $75,000 less. Democrats represent, you get a fourth stimulus check. Married couple, $150,000 less. Democrats represent, you get a fourth stimulus check. Family of four, Democrats represent, you get a fourth stimulus check. And if you're on benefits, SSI, SSDI, Social Security, rural benefits, Democrats represent, you get one as well. Married couple, double it, Family of 4, quadruplet, married couple, 150,000 or less, and single individual, 75,000 or less. The fourth stimulus check is on income. It's not taxable, and the fourth stimulus check will be the same amount for everyone across the board. Finally, it is not a waivable check. So if you go to the casino tonight and you walk out late and see the check had partaken in a few too many $12 ice creams, don't waive the check. Hey, check. Hey, late. I had too much ice cream. I see two of you. That's fine, check, so long as I see you monthly and reoccurring. There you go. In the second half of this video, we go to the recon. Done deal, signed, sealed. While the push is underway to put stimulus checks in addition in that fourth stimulus recon, $3.5 trillion of checks are confirmed and coming to you under the fourth stimulus recon. But I'm going to go over what this means, what application base means for stimulus, and what it happens to be. All the incredible details. In the final 15 minutes of the video, we'll go over some of the proposals of what they're going to put in there, and the comments from Bernie, Chuck, and also the president about this incredible win for fourth stimulus. But first, get a pen and paper ready because we're going to get some money right now for utilities, food, internet, mortgage assistance, and more. And I've been telling you, if you have a success story, send it to me on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram, private message. I'll be featuring the new messages tonight on Evenings LA at 5 o'clock. Don't miss those new ones. And if you haven't sent me a private message yet, you still have time. I'll feature it tonight on camera. Two reoccurring themes we've seen this week is number one, people are getting more money day after day than the day before. So we had seen utilities at maybe $5,000 a person. Now they're going to $9,000 a person. We had seen SNAP at $15,000. We're seeing it at $9,000, $8,000. We see it heading to $8,000, $18,000, $19,000. We see rent hovering around $20,000, and we see more people getting 4 items, not 3 items. But we have 3 viewers in less than 48 hours who have gotten over $40,000 from this channel. It's your day to do this as well. Shanann tells me that she says, I told my friend about LALATE. She went on and watched your channel, and she's now addicted to your channel. I love that. She received, because of your channel, $9,000 for rent, $5,000 for utilities, and $6,000 a year for SNAP. You rock, LALATE. That's $20,000. Dawn got $15,000. Mary got $6,400. Joanne with Crayola got $9,500 for SNAP. But Joanne then picked up the phone herself and got $400 for electric and $600 for rent, bringing her grand total over $11,000. And then Becca with Crayola got $2,400 for rent. 2 days ago, we had success stories from Robert and Johnny. Johnny getting $10,000 EIDL, $1,800 of tax, $9,000 for utilities, and $21,000 for rent. That's over $40,000. And then Robert, the same day, regular viewer in the live chat, and he goes by the screen name of DREDD. He got $18,000 for rent, $16,000 for SNAP, and $7,000 for utilities. A lot of money. He says, keep on doing what you're doing. You're doing a wonderful job helping other people, LA. God bless you. I've been a Purple Hawk member, and I go by Dread. Been following you and watching you daily since the start of the pandemic. Well, thank you. I really appreciate that. Get a pen and paper ready because we're going to go with the big sums of money for you right now. We can get some rent, utilities, mortgage assistance, and homeowners assistance. We're going to start with the rent. And boy, the common theme we're seeing now is that the rent is staying in excess of $20,000. A lot of money. And let's do the money right now. Here we go. Whammo. Oh my goodness. Elizabeth Purple Hawk getting $27,000 for this channel. Incredible payment across the board. Mark, $25,000. Nancy, $24,000. And Richard, $22,000 for rent. Cecilia got $1,200 for heat. That's a heap. How much are other people getting for utilities? Bam. Whoa. Nancy at $7,000. Mark at $6,500. Angela at $5,000. And yes, you saw those 2 viewers in the comments just in the last 2 days getting upwards of $9,000 for utilities. Snap. Money for food. How much? Let's see the details. Oh my goodness. Louis, $18,000. John, $10,000. Nancy, $5,000. And yes, the 2 viewers overnight getting about $16,000, $17,000. So we see people hovering at the high end, going higher. And there's Nancy with 3 items. Who else got to the final round of the Triple Crown? Bam. Oh my goodness. Nancy getting $32,000 for 3 items. Nisi, $23,000 for 3 items. And Mark, $32,000 for 2 items. 2 items. Who let Mark on my graphic about 2 items? There's a graphic about 3 items. Mark got 2 items at 32,000. But why did I feature on a graphic about people getting 3 items? I'll show you why. And you're seeing something new at noontime. 4 wonderful success stories that came from Mark. Number 1. First, for 5 days on camera, I said to Mark, go get Snap, because guess what? It's a Snap to get. It's very easy to get. And he did. Success story number 1 is within 5 days he got Snap. Incredible, great news. Then, number 2, like Shanann early in this video, who told her friend to watch this channel, and that friend got $20,000 of rent. Guess what happened to Mark? He told his friend to watch this channel, and the neighbor got $20,000 of rent in less than 5 days. Number 3, the next part of Mark's story I love, which is Mark got a lot of money from 3 items, but now we see people who are getting $40,000 3 times, 3 different viewers getting $40,000 in less than 48 hours. Mark is really inspiring a lot of people. And then finally, how much money did Mark get for Snap? Whammo. $19,000, bringing his grand total to $50,500. And there's Lorraine, who got over $105,000 from this channel. And this is what we do, because this is LALATE. We've been doing this since day 1. In April of last year, I launched this channel to help get people money for things across the board. And you've been killing it since day 1. In April of last year, people had applied for the EIDL loan and their applications were not getting approved. So I launched this channel to help get their applications out of unapproved to approved status. I called it the 330, the 331, the 48 Vortex, Bombshell, and I got applications 10 a day at about $150,000 a pop approved. $25 million of EIDL loans approved, saving people's homes, their employees' homes, and their business as well. Within 24 hours, I covered a new thing going live in the country. No one had heard about it because it has not gone live yet. It was called PUA. And I got countless people approved. Some took several weeks because their applications were in states that weren't going live yet. Like Alan Bellenkamp out of Florida got $15,000 for PUA from this channel. But in fall of 2020, second stimulus was not coming. It was a $600 stimulus check, and you needed money. It was December, the holidays. So I got viewers $250,000 paying their rent from many, many months. And that's what happened with Tyrone out of Boston. Got $16,000 for rent, paid his rent from December to now. The only difference is you're doing it again right now, bigger numbers than ever before. So get a pen and paper ready, because today is your day to get some rent, utilities, mortgage assistance, and homeowners assistance. I'm going to show you where to get the money. But first, here's some introductory remarks. Number 1, I'm going to show you 6 places to reach out to. So reach out to all 6. Number 2, if the first one says no, don't worry, reach out to the next. They have different eligibility. Also, they have different pots of money. Number 3, listen to the keywords I say in this video. Number 4, every state has the same amount of money based upon the number of residents. But if you're in a town of 20 people, you need to go up to county or up to the state. And finally, do not think about preoccupy. Don't give yourself disqualification ideas in your mind. Untrue. Just apply. All right, you ready? Here we go. We're going to reach out to your city hall, your city housing authority, your county hall, your county housing authority, your state hall, your state housing authority. And the keywords you're going to say are rent assistance because of COVID, mortgage or utility assistance because of COVID. There you go. That's all you do. You don't say the words they don't know, like stimulus or Mitch-a-teeny. Who? Mitch-a-teeny. You know the drink? No, I don't want to know it. There you go. On overnight's LALATE, actually early morning's LALATE today, I had someone have a comment in the chat that said, I reached out to get money for rent, and they said they only have rent assistance because of COVID. It's exactly the line I use on air. So I guess the viewer called him and said, hi, I want rent. Excuse me, I just want rent. They don't just have rent just because you want rent. It's rent assistance because of COVID. You have to say the key words. So that's why the keywords are critical. If you got rent or utilities, post in the live chat right now. Let's turn now to some Snap. Snap is a snap to get. And what is it? It's money for food. You get it from Department of Agriculture. And Louis got it. John got it. Mark got it. $18,000. Oh my goodness. Linglen got it for herself, her son, and her mom. Gail got it as well. How much does it pay? Well, the incredible great news is that Department of Agriculture is increasing everyone's benefits. I delivered the news live on air a week ago on Monday as soon as it broke. The Department of Agriculture, effective this October, will be raising everyone's SNAP benefits an average of 25% lifetime Automatic. Oh my goodness. So if you got in Snap as well, post in the live chat right now. We next go to the next spot of the money coming back from your state due to overpayment of computer error unemployment benefits. This is where the federal government has ordered the state to pay you back that money when they had overpaid you unemployment benefits due to computer error. One viewer got 3,000, another viewer got 5,000. And the federal government has said to the states, upgrade your computers. The state said, I'm running Windows 10. The federal government said, it's the Windows 1910 version you're using. The one when the keyboard was made out of wood. Yeah, but I upgraded from Windows 905, the 1905 version when the computer was made out of stone. Get to the times. The last spot of the money is the refund check coming back from IRS. This is that 2020 tax return you paid for unemployment benefits to IRS. Margaret got it, Cod got it, Michael got it. Mark reveals he got $1,400. It's average about $1,200. I had one viewer over the weekend. She reveals she got $2,000. More about that in a second, but here's a personal message from me to you. I launched this channel to help people get money, and your inspiration helps people as well. So if you're in the live chat and you've not posted success stories, please do it, because when you do, you inspire other people to get the money. A lot of people just need the encouragement to pick up the phone. And when they see that the average payment for rent is $20,000, they're getting inspired to pick up the phone. You see what's happening. 3 people at over $40,000 since just the last 2 days. You see what's happening is you're really doing a great job inspiring people. The utility numbers are going higher. People think that utilities is a few $100s. People are now going to $9,000 of utilities. We were just at $2,000 a month ago. The SNAP is heading to $18,000, $19,000. We were at $4,000 a SNAP just 2 months ago. Numbers going higher. Then Nisi and Art Sullivan got 3 items. They inspired countless viewers this channel to get 3 items. Now viewers like Johnny are getting 4 items. And people like Mark and Lorraine are inspiring us all to go bigger and bolder with their big sums of money. So post your success stories in the live chat. You inspire other people. Let's cut back to those unemployment benefits. They're landing by direct deposit, otherwise in the mail. Can you track them? Yeah. Go to irs.gov and do a transcript search. It'll reveal 70% of the time the tax return you filed and the taxes you paid and the refund check you're getting back. And then the other part of the time will reveal stuff you don't want to see. It'll reveal the ingredient list to the Michitini. Oh, goodness. I do not eat anything that has $12 ice cream and lobster sauce involved. I'm sorry. There you go. Can we top that? Yes, as we go into the second part of your 4th stimulus check update of 2021, starting right now. Done deal, signed, sealed. Your $3.5 trillion recon passed procedurally on Tuesday of this week. Yes, it's a historic day for the American people and a historic day for you. Let's go over what a recon means for you, what application-based recon means, and what these checks mean for you across the board. I had told you over the last few weeks coming into Tuesday that the recon procedure will pass with a blink of an eye, sort of like a blink of I Dream of Jeannie's eyes. It did. It was less than 8 hours on the congressional floor of the House, and it was done. Why did I say that? Because I had heard that the Democrats from House, Senate, and the President had met over the weeks before they started the voting process to agree upon the price tag and to agree to do it. And they had agreed to do it. They had agreed to do a recon of a $3.5 trillion price tag so that the vote, when it happened, was simply ceremonial. And it was. Done, deal, signed, sealed. What does this mean to you? Number one, a recon is now on the books. Done. There will be a $3.5 trillion recon that is dominated by application-based like stimulus. $3.5 trillion of checks for you, meaning you have to pick up the phone and get something. And I'm going to go over what those checks are in a second. There's a push underway to put stimulus checks in there on top of that. But the $3.5 trillion of checks for you, confirmed, signed, and sealed. This is the biggest payout we've ever seen in this History's channel, and it's a historic day. You should be celebrating. I'm celebrating, but not with $12 ice cream. Why? Because first, second, and third stimulus was this big. And they were 85% for corporations. This one is this big. $3.5 trillion of checks for you and nothing for corporations. It's incredible, great news. So how do we get to this wonderful spot? By taking roads and bridges out of the recon and putting it into something called the bipartisan. A conservative publication confirms my reporting that says the higher the price tag was on the recon before, the harder it was to pass. Agreed. But by allowing the Democrats to take out some of the spending from the recon, roads and bridges, and put in the bipartisan, the overall price tag of the recon got smaller. Exactly. In other words, the bipartisan deal made the recon passable. Now, what I had told you in the weeks coming up to Monday and Tuesday's vote was that It was a done deal because they had agreed upon the recon and the price tag before they started this whole process. House and Senate Democrats with the president. And that's why Representative Richie Torres out of New York, Democrat progressive, and Representative Ilhan Omar, Democrat progressive out of Minnesota, had said before the price tag had been agreed upon, we got to go big. They went big and they got it. And he had said, need to have a larger recon. She said, oh, we need a recon that goes as big and bold as we want it. That is why that once everyone had agreed upon the price tag before the voting started, the president said, protect my recon. He told Jalapal and also Brian Schatz, Democrats, both progressive, to protect the recon because everything in that recon is progressive priorities and checks for the American people and the White House's priorities. So what is a recon? What is a recon procedural? What is a recon substantive? What is roads and bridges? And what does that have to do with us, the roads and bridges? Let's go over all the details starting right now. We have two paths to wash, and the two paths are your money and not your money. Path number one is the recon, and that is reconciliation, also called budget bill, also called the Democratic spending plan or the progressive social reform plan. Anything with the word spending or progressive or budget. Price tag 3.5 trillion, all your checks, all for you. Bipartisan, not your money. This is roads and bridges. We start the week with 3 items to do. You can cross the first one off the list. Yes, recon procedural is done. Recon procedural had to be done before the start of the week. It's now done. Now we're doing recon substantive, but we did not just start that this week. It has always been worked on over the last few months, and we're doing bipartisan. So what is the difference between recon procedural and recon substantive? Recon procedural basically says we're doing it, and then recon substantive says the terms and conditions of what we're doing. So recon procedural says, hey, are we doing it? Yeah, we are. We're doing a $3.5 trillion recon, and that committee number 1 has $10, committee number 2 has $20. So recon substantive now just says, okay, now that we're doing it, what are the terms and conditions? How are the committees spending the money? More about those checks in the third part of this video. See the final 15 minutes for this exciting, great news. How did we get to the spot? By Jalapal, who recently wrote Schumer a letter saying Chuck called the vote on the recon. And Chuck did call the vote, and it passed. The letter was signed by 12 House Democrats, part of 100-plus House Democrats, who recently wrote the president a letter saying, you got to put monthly forced stimulus checks in that forced stimulus recon. Can we top that? Yes. As 7 members of that House Ways and Means Subcommittee, oh, the one we started the video on? Yep, those guys and those gals, they wrote the president a letter saying, we need to put monthly forced stimulus checks in that forced stimulus package, and we're going to do it. Well, Purple Power, you got to keep these people their promise. They also say a 5th stimulus check as well. We also have the AOC Omar group on the House side saying that they're going to give you a $2,000 monthly stimulus check. We have the House bill, Pandemic Plus 1 year, which is at least 12 checks of $13,000. We have Warren, Sanders, and Wyden all saying they're going to do a stimulus check. So you got to push Purple Power and make sure they all keep their promise. Can we top that? Yes. As Biden did it, a done deal. What did he do? The global minimum corporate tax rate. The who? That confusing thing, you don't even know what it, you don't even need to worry about what it is. All that you have to worry about is it's gone. It's out of the recon. Now making it easier to write the recon, easier to call the vote on the recon, and easier to pass the recon because this thing is not in there. Boy, and can we top that? Yes. As we go into the final 15 minutes of this video, we'll go over that recon, the $3.5 trillion of checks coming to the American people. But what does application-based mean? It does not mean it's a 20-page application. It just means you have to do what you've done before on this channel, and I'm going to show you how. We're going to go over what Bernie said, what Chuck said, what the president said about the recon this week. We'll go over the breaking news about the student loan, about the eviction moratorium, detailed first on the LA alerts, and we'll go over what the Fed chair said from the Jackson Hole conference today, also from the LA alerts. And then we'll go over all those incredible checks and what that means for you under forced stimulus recon. But something more wonderful, the volunteers. First, a little bit about something I want you to know, which is that if you've gotten one item from this channel over the last year because you picked up the phone, you got $100 for water or $200 for gas, you're ready to kill it under forced stimulus. But if you haven't, I want you to do it right today. After you've achieved that one achievement, then if you can't get the remainder of the money, reach out to the volunteers. Here's a little bit about them, and I'll be back with you in 60 seconds with the final 15 minutes on Noontime LALATE. If you want money right now, not 5 days from now, and not 5 weeks from now, then reach out to the community page. The volunteers can help you find that money for rent and utilities. That's at news.la.com/community. The community page features a series of volunteers who are viewers like you. They can help you find rent, utilities, SNAP, food benefits, mortgage assistance, and help you with eviction moratorium questions as well. Their Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram individuals reach out to them and indicate the city and state you're from, and they'll get back to you shortly. That's a community page. Volunteers working for you, viewers helping one another. Stay with LA for more. Join LALATE Daily for the excitement of the new LALATE live daily. The excitement starts on mornings LALATE at 9 a.m. Home LALATE returns at 11 a.m. daily. And then afternoons LALATE at 1 p.m. Join us daily as the excitement continues live from Santa Monica on LALATE. And the excitement continues right now on noontime LA, direct from Santa Monica. The weather's beautiful. I hope the weather's beautiful where you are. In this Fourth Stimulus Check Update 2021 second final 15 minutes, we're going to go over why this recon is the biggest payout you've ever seen in the history of this channel. What does these checks mean for you? What are the checks? How they work? And why Donetta will not be particularly happy when she looks at the Fourth Stimulus recon, and why the Purple Hawks are going to be able to clean up. Then we go over to the exciting details of this stimulus and what the Jay Powell statement today means for you. What was the president's private message about fourth stimulus? What did Bernie and Chuck talk about fourth stimulus over yesterday as well? I have all those details and more. But with that, I'm so excited for you to join me as the final 15 minutes starts right now. And subscribe. 400,000 subscribers at YouTube record. I want you part of this family. Hit that subscribe button right now. Like the video to 3,000 likes and consider becoming a member. The link to become a Purple Hawk, Purple Power, or Calcino VIP is under this video. Hit that link and you can get all the information daily about the big money you can get under first, second, third stimulus. Meantime, if you've not also gone over to the LA Alerts, do so. It's totally free. It's at news.la.com/alerts. After you sign up for the alerts, you'll put your name and email address in, and then it'll ask for confirmation. That confirmation email may be in the spam folder or maybe in the Google Promotions folder. Click the button and then you're confirmed. And with that, let's go into the exciting details of what's happening under fifth stimulus. Fifth stimulus is just days away. And this is the raise of your benefits up if you're on SSI and SSDI. Step one, they'll raise your benefit limits up. Then they'll remove the asset limit. Add an inflationary benchmark, remove the income exclusion, and remove the marriage penalty. This starts in September, hopefully finishes by November with the benefits in your account by November. Who is this for? And what happened with Jay Powell and this today? Let's go over all the details. Who is this for? You. If you're on SSI, SSDI, Social Security, Railroad Benefits, Veterans Benefits, SSA, or multiple beneficiaries. Step one is they're going to raise your benefits up. Then they're going to apply a new benchmark. The new benchmark is inflation. Where is inflation going? It's going to be transitory, meaning it's going to reach a spike in December. Earlier this week, I had told you that Jay Powell, head of the Federal Reserve, was likely to start tapering in December, and that he could announce it this week. He did. This morning, if you're signed up for the LA Alerts, you got the alert. Jay Powell, head of the Federal Reserve, announced that tapering will be starting as early as December. What is tapering? Tapering means that the Federal Reserve will slowly stop buying federal instruments, treasuries, to support the economy. Federal Reserve started buying stuff as soon as the pandemic hit to ensure that there was liquidity of the financial markets. This does not mean he's raising interest rates. He means he's just going to start leveling off on buying financial instruments to support the economy. Because, why? Inflation. Because it's going to be transitory. I'm saying about 5%. They're looking at about 3.5% they're concerned about at the moment. So let's go over the analysis. First, they'll raise your benefits up under this SSI reform. Then they'll apply the benchmark. And the benchmark is 5%. That means your benefits will go up another 5%. Not just next year, but lifetime. Because once your benefits go up, they never go down. So the inflation rate is 2% the year after that. You'll be at +2, +5%. They're going to remove the asset cap dating back to a 1980s law that says you can't work and stay on benefits. It's going to go away, and now you'll be able to have some stimulus checks. They're going to remove the income cap dating back to a 1960s law that says you can't work and stay on benefits. I think I said that twice. And they're going to remove the marriage penalty, and love is going to win, and you'll be able to marry your longtime love interest. Meantime, will there be a fifth stimulus check? There will be. House Ways and Means members represent, they're going to give that to you as well. And finally, if you have not become a Purple Hawk, what are you doing? The link to become a Purple Hawk, Purple Power, or Calcino VIP and get that emoji next to your name of a Purple Hawk, like the people in live chat, is under the video. Click that link to become a member today. Members are delivered daily from me a breakdown of all the big money under first, second, and third stimulus for them to get and pounce as Purple Hawks and everything that's proposed under fourth and fifth. Because when third stimulus was passed in January this year, you know what I said? I said, sure, there's a $1,400 stimulus check, but you should not be focused on that whatsoever. Instead, there's upwards of $14,000 I can get you under this third stimulus package as a Purple Hawk. Lots of money. And guess what? In less than 48 hours, 3 viewers, Purple Hawks, have gotten $40,000 from third stimulus. This is big sums of money across the board. And that is why you want to be a Purple Hawk. Viewers are getting lots of money, like $50,000 with Mark. Viewers are constantly getting $20,000 of rent, massive sums of money for utilities and SNAP and more. Consider becoming a Purple Hawk today. The link is under the video. Meantime, overnight, I also delivered via the LA alerts the breaking news that the eviction moratorium, over, done, gone. Guess what the broadcast news reporters were saying in covering the story? They said, no worries, there's still other sums of money out there for you to get to cover you if your problems with the rent. And they said there's rent assistance because of COVID. Hence the reason why we have Purple Hawks and Purple Power and Purple members. With the eviction moratorium now over, more important than ever to become a Purple Hawk to get this big sums of money, like $40,000 the 3 viewers have gotten as well. And if you've had success stories, send them to me in private message. I'll feature them tonight on Evenings LALATE in the next few hours. And with that, we go into the final 15 minutes of this video with the big, exciting breaking news starting right now. Deal done, sign, sealed. Wow, your recon is done procedurally. Incredible. Let's go over what this means for you, starting with number 1. A reconciliation of a magnitude of $3.5 trillion is in the books as of Tuesday. I had told you over the last 3 weeks that the recon would pass instantly with a blink of an eye, like a genie episode of I Dream a Genie, because they had agreed upon doing a recon before they started, all the Democrats. And they had agreed upon the price tag of $3.5 trillion. This recon, $3.5 trillion of checks for the American people. They called the vote, and it was done in less than 8 hours on Tuesday. Done, deal, signed, sealed. What does this mean for you? It means that $3.5 trillion of checks will be delivered to the American people under the fourth stimulus recon. Now, let's go over the idea of application-based recon. You've been doing this since day one on this channel. Application-based recon does not mean you fill out a 30-page application. It means that you do not just hold a donut and it lands. Application-based recon means that what you need to do is you need to pick up the phone and call someone. What happened with recon procedural is that they said, do you agree upon a price tag? I do. Do you agree that it's being sent to the committees, $10 of this committee, $20 of that committee? I do. So now what they're doing with recon substantive is they are determining the terms and conditions for those committees to spend the money that are given that money to be spent on you. In other words, the money is at those committees. Let's go over those details starting right now. When we talk about money for internet, money for rent, money for dental, money for farmers, that means that you pick up the phone and you call the committee that has the money and they give it to you. Application-based recon means that you have to pick up the phone. It means it doesn't automatically come to you. But what's also incredible is that you may qualify for a lot of these things. Under third stimulus, you see how people are qualifying for 3, 4, 5 items. Same thing under fourth stimulus. Now, let's go over what they have to do with recon substantive versus recon procedural. Now that they agreed upon the price tag, what they're doing is the terms and conditions. They didn't just start this week. They've been doing this over the last few months. The terms and conditions are how they are to spend the money now that they're given the money to be spent on you. What are the terms and conditions? And that's why I brought back Purple Power Seats for Stimulus. Seats for Stimulus was launched as a social media campaign on this channel last year that basically said, spend the money the right way or we're taking your seats. And this is why you have to push, because while they're dealing with recon substantive right now, you need to ensure that they spend the money the right way. And they even talked about this, the House members on the House floor on Monday, saying, well, we're up for re-election in a few weeks. We need to ensure we do it the right way. 6 House seats could determine the balance of power between House members, Republican versus Democrat. Let's go over some of the items that are proposed for you under this recon. We don't have the bill yet, but we have some of the proposals. Here we go. Free school meals for all, checks. Tax break checks. Cheaper prescription medication checks. Checks for free internet, checks for seniors and checks for workers, lots of checks for workers, independent contractors, lots of checks for seniors alike, free dental, free vision, checks for hearing care, checks for lowering eligibility age across the board, lots of checks across the board. Now, what did the president say what did the president do on Sunday? He had a secret meeting among his Democrat colleagues and said, you know what? I want you to really talk about number 3, cheaper prescription medication. Why? Because it would be instant savings in your wallet overnight. Let's say you go to the pharmacy on Monday and pay $50 for a prescription. This will become law, let's say, on a Tuesday. The next day you go into the pharmacy, it's $10, for example. It's an instant benefit. He wants that instant savings in your bank account. That's why he's telling them to talk about it. Now, Bernie Sanders also wants your input on how to spend the money among the committees, because he specifically says he's getting out among you in the next few weeks asking for your input. He said, remember, he's the budget chairman. He says, I understand that previous budget chairmen historically have done their work within the Washington, D.C. area, but I really think it's a function of a budget chairman himself to be out among the people. He wants you to hear your input. Chuck Schumer praised Bernie. He says he's coming up with great ideas and getting a movement behind him, and he's a really good legislator. We're working so closely, we're probably talking 4 to 5 times a day. Why? Because they're still making changes to the terms and conditions. You got to push Purple Power. Even Mitch McConnell praised Bernie, saying that Bernie may have lost the presidential nomination, but won the Democratic Party, he said this week. Now let's go back over to the details of the recon, the money, you, and everything you need to know going forward. Number 1, you just saw, for example, we talked about internet, we talked about dental, vision, hearing. Those are different items. Those items are not paid for by Department of Treasury or IRS. They don't send you money for they don't send you checks for your eyes or checks for your teeth or checks for your food. They never did. You've been doing this since day one. You've been always picking up the phone and calling. You did it for PEBT and PPP and PUA and EIDL since the first stimulus package. You picked up the phone and said, I want this money. That's what forced stimulus predominantly will be. It's now guaranteed there will be a forced stimulus recon, and it will be $3.5 trillion, and it will be checks for you and the American people. Those checks will be available for you to go get, to call up the respective divisions that have that money for you. Yes, there's a push to get stimulus checks in there additionally, but this money, the $3.5 trillion, is already guaranteed for you. What's important to understand is that this involves not you filling out a 50-page application, but it involves more than just holding a donut. Donetta will not do well under forced stimulus because she will just say, when does it land in my bank account? Well, guess what? A check for your dental, vision, hearing, internet will never land automatically in your bank account if you do nothing but hold a donut. You'll need to pick up the phone and pounce. And as a Purple Hawk, if you've done this with either one item across the board in the last few weeks or months, you are going to clean up, because guess what? It's not just one item. It's every item you qualify for. Meantime, ironically, when covering the eviction moratorium end overnight, broadcast media said, well, go get the money that's available for you. Do they show you how to get the money? No. We do that as a family here. So many details across the board. But final message from me to you is the following. It's a great week. It's a great historic week with $3.5 trillion of checks coming to you. Done deal, signed, sealed. It's a historic day, and I don't want anyone to rain on your parade when you achieve this. You have to push Purple Power because there's still a push to make sure they spend the money right way. Go on social media and share this video. Tag elected officials, seats for stimulus. But I also want you to pick up the phone and call and get the money under third stimulus. The rent, the utilities, food, or internet. 3 viewers getting over $40,000 in the last 48 hours. That shows you how you're doing better and bolder than ever before. As we go into the weekend, there will not be a check in your hand from fourth stimulus. Absolutely not. But there could be a check in your hand from third stimulus. Viewers are going in this weekend, having started the weekend with nothing from third stimulus and getting over $40,000. That's the true Purple Power spirit. I don't want anyone to rain on your parade when the money is raining for you. And with that, have a beautiful day. Meantime, if you've not signed up for those LALATE alerts, please do, because, boy, it was a big day for LALATE alerts. Delivering first the alert about the eviction moratorium and then the one from Jay Powell with the tapering. Go to news.lalate.com, put in your email address and name, and then we'll send you an alert like for this one, for this video. Watch for the confirmation email. It might be in the spam folder or in the promotions folder from Google. And with that, stay on this video. This video will automatically take you to the 1 o'clock afternoon's LA video coming up next. Stay here. You don't have to lift a finger. Within 6 seconds, you're there. Then the new afternoon's LA is at 3, and then the evening's LA at 5. And with that, subscribe. At 400,000 subscribers, a YouTube record. I want you part of this family. Hit that subscribe button right now. Like the video, 2,000-3,000 likes, and consider becoming a member. Purple Hawk, Purple Power, Calcino VIP. Stay informed, stay focused. Have a beautiful day. Keep on smiling, and stay with LA for more.